Hey guys, welcome to Warlord Weekly. I'm here with Warlord Raven, and he's going to be demonstrating a shot Florentine on Florentine. Alright, thank you.
Okay, so Florentine on Florentine, often people don't utilize a lot of inside attack leads, and a lot of it, people would often start their shot off with like something to the outside, you know, up here, maybe like across. You might throw something like this or whatever, but it's typically not a lot of inside game because probably people hold their guard. For instance, they just hold their guard however they want. A lot of people won't lead with something like inside like that. So we're talking about leading, talking about me starting the exchange with an attack that's to the inside of their body. Some good ways to achieve this are by positioning and walking with your opponent. So if we were just, you know, in a tournament or we're fighting, whatever, I don't want to stand here and start my attack, you know, straight on. I want to start circling them. Something people do often is that they will trace you with one of their swords and maybe not pay mind to their offhand. Since their offhand kind of guards them, they'll get real lazy, and if they start moving to the outside, they'll start doing one of these. Well, as they're doing this, they're exposed to the inside of their arm. So if Brett and I were fighting, I'm going to use a rear hand jab lead to start off our exchange. So I'm going to kind of start leading him this way. I'm leading him whatever, and he's left hand forward. So I'm going to start leading this way, and as I'm leading, I'm going to try to throw right to the inside of his forearm because his guard starts to drift over, which allows me to be inside the guard. If he's right foot forward, because I'm left foot forward, I start leading this way. You know, he's concerned about me throwing to the outside. He's not concerned about me going like starting my attack off like this, which is, you know, the rear of the body. The cool thing about throwing a rear body attack is the angle is drastically different. So normally, I can't really hit the inside of the body because our swords are straight onto each other because we're both fighting hand matched. But the rear hand comes in at an angle because it's crossing through the plane. It's not actually straight on. So it gives me a good starting position to start our exchange. This is why I like leading with it because it gives my hand a good starting position too. So say I start with a rear hand jab. You know, I start out like this. It does a couple things. So it forces his hand to the outside, to where he doesn't have a good riposte to the inside of my body. Right? He can do that, it's fine. But also, I get in between his swords, to where if he wants to respond with his left hand, right, I have a good lead here. And if they do decide to do that, now both my swords are on the inside of his body, which is bad news bears. Good news in my part, because I want my sword to be on the inside. So, you know, developing these attacks with the rear hand, it takes into consideration a lot of where I want my hands to be when we start the exchange. Some of this is actually covered in my Florentine class at SKBC. But I'm going to come in, you know, positioning, you know, because I'm coming to this side, he's already expecting me to throw outside, so his hand might start leading. And if I do this, right, I have a really good advantage of whatever's going to happen. That can happen, that can happen. Oftentimes, you know, if I land the shot, boom, they'll throw outside of that one, I can do that. So I'm throwing this cross rear hand jab to really good effect of controlling my opponent when we start. It's the best case scenario, right? They just defend and they block your jab, right? But because my hand's coming across, if I do this, if I immediately throw and I see his lead hand start coming in to block, I can immediately follow it up with my front jab, which throws the outside of his arm. So this follows a lot of theory revolving around Florentine fighting with using your jab to set up the rest of your attacks. In boxing, this would be like throwing a straight or a cross right into like a left hook, essentially, if I was setting it up like that, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the bulk of it. Brett, what do you think?
Yeah, I really like it. One of the big things about this shot that I like so much is, first of all, it has a good angle of attack. It is safe, and it is set up with a lot of options for what's going to happen after the fight has begun, right? So we've started with a very safe shot, fairly high percentage, comes in at an odd angle, real good at clipping that shot, but we're not throwing this shot just, you know, like, oh, look how I can hit this, and then I have no defense afterwards, right? It is a very defensive-minded shot. I'm setting up with this nice angle to get a shot, and I'm set up to defend myself and win the fight after the shot.
Yeah. And a lot of it too, it incorporates good things like hand positioning. And when I throw this attack, I'm actually covering my rear jab with my lead hand. Just like most Florentine attacks, you should be doing something to incorporate the hand you're not attacking with to defend your attacking hand. So if I'm attacking with this rear jab, I'm throwing like this, right? Say that happens, that's fine, they throw it outside, whatever. But I'm using this to defend myself, and because of the positioning of this shot, it also allows me to be in a really good position to throw that follow-up shot. So I'm like, I can immediately do that, right? And as soon as I throw the follow-up one, now this hand is guarding, which is good. We didn't come up with a name for this shot because it's a lot of just based on doing stuff good. So I didn't come up with a name for it.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, maybe we'll crowdsource it. You guys can come up with a name for it that's appropriate. But right now, we're just going to call it the rear hand jab.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Once again, do the YouTube thing with the like and subscribe. And we got another video coming out later this week. It should be really exciting. It's something we're working on for a while, and I think I finally got all the technology worked out for it, so we're going to do some video review, and hopefully y'all guys can look forward to that coming out. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Bye.
Thanks.